Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Parashat Pointers, where we delve into the weekly Parashah. This week is Parashat Shemini. This week's message is dedicated Eloi Nishmat, Lydia Chaya Bat Elvira. She should have a huge Eloi Nishma, and she should be a militzosha for her family, Bezrat Hashem, O Klal Yisrael. So the Parashah starts with the dedication of the new Mishkan. The Mishkan is the center of Jewish life, where all the korbanot were brought. It was like the mini Beit HaMikdash going through the Midbar, the desert with the Jewish people. Moshe Rabbeinu says an amazing statement. He says, Vayomer Moshe, Zeh hadavar asher tzivah Hashem, this is what Hashem commanded, Ta'asu, do it, Vayera alechem kevod Hashem. You're going to see the glory of God. Now, Rav Avram Twersky Zatzal, who just recently passed away at age 90, after writing his 90th book, by the way. But he says that there's an unbelievable lesson to be learned here from this pasuk. What's the purpose of everything we do? When we listen to Hashem, when we do the mitzvot, when we do anything, to bring the glory of Hashem to the world. Kavod Shamayim, that's what it's about, right? And the truth of the matter is, it's something that you have to ask yourself the question before you do anything. Is this what Hashem would want? Would this make Hashem proud? Would this make Hashem happy? Now, it's vital that our children see from our behavior, beyond what halakha asks, and I'm going to get to this point very clearly, that we do the right thing. Meaning, for example, let's say I'm going to pray. I'm with my kid. I run into the shul. Oh, I got to pray. I didn't pray the Amidah. I'm running late. I'm going to catch the Amidah. Right in the entranceway, I start to pray. Now, let's just say halachically I'm okay because I'm on the side or whatever it is, but I block people from coming in. Or if a guy's on a wheelchair, he can't come in now. Yeah, maybe I'm keeping halakha and I'm praying, but I'm doing the wrong thing. It's not straight. It's not right. I'm not a mensch. We're going to talk about mensch. It's a Yiddish word. We're going to talk about it in a while. Another example is how we drive. There's no halakha that says don't cut someone off when you're on the road, or don't cut someone off when you're going on the line to do carpool or to pick up those boxes we used to pick up. You know, those people just go and cut off. There's no halakha. It doesn't say in Shulchan Aruch don't cut off someone else. But that's teaching our kids something much deeper than anything we can imagine. Is that bringing kavod shamayim? Is that something that Hashem looks down and says, I'm proud of this guy? There's no law that tells you not to rush to get food when you go to the buffet at a wedding and knock over people and cut the line. Be like, get me more corned beef. There's no law. But it's also not right. It's not mensch. It's not the right way. It's not being a straight good guy. Nowhere in halakha does it say that when you're talking to someone that you shouldn't hold the phone. You know, look at your phone while you're talking to somebody. You know, yeah, what'd you have to say? Yeah, I'm sorry, what? What'd you say? Yeah, all right, for sure. There's no halakha, but it's not straight, it's not right. You're not a mensch. Let me give you an example of what it means to be a straight good guy. We know Rav Shmuel Kamenetsky, he should be healthy and well. Great rabbi, one of the Gedolei Hador right now. His father was Rav Yaakov Kamenetsky. And he was a great Baal Midot. He had tremendous Midot, the way he acted with people. He was such a straight, beautiful person. There's many stories about him. I want to focus on one. It happens to be that his grandson, Rav Tzvi Kamenetsky, had to call a certain hotel in Florida to speak to somebody. So he called and he got the operator, and she said, I got to get a hold of a certain person. She said, okay, what's your name? My name is Rabbi Tzvi Kamenetsky. So, oh, really? Let me ask you a question. Do you know a Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky? He goes, that was my grandfather. Oh, man. Are you kidding me? He was a good friend of mine, Rabbi Kamenetsky. She went on to explain that when Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky would come to the hotel when he was on vacation, he'd give a class in the lobby. And he'd go out of his way to say, good morning to this lady that was at the front desk. And when he left, he'd say, have a wonderful day. Is that a halakha? Do you have to go and say that to this lady in the front desk and go out of your way? Nope, not a halakha. Was he a straight, beautiful man, Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky? Absolutely. That's what being a mensch is. Are we teaching our children to be a mensch? We have to show our children. You got to tell each other, but show them how a person acts like a mensch. Now, just so everyone, no one should be confused, I want to give the definition of the word mensch. The Yiddish word mensch means, quote, someone to admire and emulate, someone of noble character. The key to being a real mensch, quote unquote, is nothing less than character, rectitude, dignity, a sense of what is right, responsibility. The term is used as a high compliment, implying the rarity and value of that individual's qualities. That's your definition of a mensch. It's beyond halakha. It's being a mensch. Rav Simcha Zissel, he says that in the story of creation, we see how Hashem acted like a mensch, quote unquote, kivyachol. Why? We know that the sun and the moon were equal sizes. And the moon said, wow, how can there be two kings? How could, you got it. It's not fair. So Hashem had to lessen the moon, to teach it a lesson. And that's it. That could have just been the end of the story, but no. Hashem created the stars, and the Midrash says that Hashem created those stars to mollify the moon and say, don't worry, I know you lost some of your light, but the right thing to do is to give you at least some stars to make you feel better. That's just that they call it the fifth book of Shulchan Aruch. There's 4 sections. It's the 5th section. It's called just knowing, just common sense, just knowing what the right thing to do. How many times do people say, where does it say in Shulchan Aruch? The answer is, it doesn't always say it in Shulchan Aruch. The Torah cannot spell out every single solitary situation. You got to know what's right, based on the Torah, of course. And it's based on a pasuk. Va'asita yashar v'hatov. It's in Devarim. You should do what is straight and good. Do the fair thing. Do the right thing. Let us make sure to raise a generation that understands this very important point. And we should be married to see children that not only act with the halacha, but they get the point of it. To be mekadesh shem shamayim. To do the right thing. To act like a mensch. Have a Shabbat Shalom.